After recovering from injury, can the world's fifth fastest woman over the 100 meters, Shericka Jackson, regain that 10.65 form? Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we continue to grow. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. We drop a video at least once a day here in Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button and finally leave your thoughts. So, are you ready? Yep, good to go. In 2023, at the Jamaica National Championships, in the finals of the women's 100 meters, Shericka Jackson blazed to a then world-leading time and the fifth fastest time ran in women's 100 meters of 10.65 seconds. Then in 2024, disaster struck. She was injured throughout the entire year, and although she went to the Paris Olympics, was unable to compete in either the 100, 200 meters and or the 4x100 meters relay. As she is about to start her 2025 100-meter season, she's been running previous to that. Do you think that after injury, the world's fifth fastest woman over the 100 meters, Shericka Jackson, can she return to that 10.65 form or better?
Set position. Off it goes. Very, very good start by Shericka Jackson. Natasha Morrison's on the premises. Thompson Hira is knocking on the door as well. Step forward, Shericka Jackson imperiously, and she steps away in great style to become back-to-back national champion. Big performance on the big occasion. We wait for the official time.
10.65!
10.65! Wow, what a performance!
Introducing Peter Lloyd World merchandise, where style meets comfort. From trendy tees to cozy hoodies, we've got something for everyone. Elevate your wardrobe with our high-quality, fashionable designs that make a statement. Whether you're hitting the streets or chilling at home, Peter Lloyd World has you covered. Shop now and upgrade your look with Peter Lloyd World merchandise. Available exclusively at Peter Lloyd World. Link in description below.
To answer the question of whether or not she will be able to return to that 10.65 form, let's take a look at the races she has had thus far for the 2025 season. She started early in the year running some 60 meters, which is a good sign. It said to me, personally, that she was back to form, or at least she was completely injury-free. Otherwise, they would not have taken the chance. Then we saw her in her first true competition when she took on the reigning Olympic 100-meter champion, Julian Alfred, in the women's 300 meters at the Miramar Invitational. Many of you were upset because she didn't win, but I thought her second place run, her first of the kind in some time, was in fact a great indicator. While Julian Alfred took the win in a time of 36.05, Jackson came second in 36.13. Then in China, at the Diamond League, she opened her 200-meter season, her pet, her baby. She came second in a time of 22.79, a season's best in this event.
Just wanted to see where I'm at, and I think I did pretty good tonight.
Now, the reason why I showed you that very short clip is because after the race, that was directly after that Diamond League 200 meters, she looked calm. She didn't look perturbed. Again, she explained throughout that interview that they were going to go back, analyze, and get things together, which is something that Shericka Jackson and the MVP team, herself, Paul Francis and Stephen Francis, normally does. What was important for me was her mood. She didn't look anxious. last year in 2024. Honestly, she did. Next, we saw her in what would have been officially her first kind of 100 meters, running the anchor of the women's 4x100 meters relay at World Relays in China. And she ran that anchor leg. She was okay. She wasn't terrible, but she was okay. She didn't exhibit that explosive speed towards the end of her 100 meter that we would normally anticipate. And again, some of you were concerned. And I understood why.
Dormer, this is wide open for the medals coming into the home straight. It's Spain who get the baton in their hand first. Shericka Jackson for Jamaica. TT Terry storming down the home straight. And Success Edouan for Great Britain on the outside. What a run from Edouan, who takes it for Great Britain ahead of Spain and Jamaica. Wow!
Now on Sunday, May the 25th, she'll be running at the Rabat Diamond League in the women's 100 meters, her official 100-meter race for the 2025 season. We've seen her run 600, we've seen her run 300, we've seen her run the 2, and we've seen her run the anchor leg of a 4x1. This is the first time we'll have a real indicator as to where she is. Now, we are technically, I think, 5 to 6 weeks outside the Jamaican National Championships and about 2.5 months away, correct me if I'm wrong, from the World Athletics Championships in 2025. We're about to see for the first time her execute 100 meters. Now, as I stated, her previous best was 10.65. Now let's take a look at the young ladies. The young ladies she'll be running against. For me, the notables are the American Barnes. I would say I am really interested to see her race against Sears. That's just Sears, for obvious reason. Stevens and Sturgis of the United States. If there's anyone else here you want to see her run against. So I think this is a solid enough team of people to open against. Remember, this is Sunday the 25th of May. We'll be covering it here, Rabat Diamond League. It's going to be the first time that we can honestly look at her 100 meters and assess where she is at. But what's important is that this is going to be her first 100 meters. Now this, of course, is my 2 cents. In fairness to Jackson, however, I kind of think that her Racers Grand Prix run on June the 7th, 2025 may be an even better indicator of what her 100 meters will be like, because of course it will be in front of her home crowd, and we know that she often performs at her best in front of her Jamaican brothers and sisters. Now, I think in fairness to her, before we even get into the meat of the matter, we should probably define what we mean by getting back to that 10.65. I mean, are we saying that literally she has to get back to 10.65? Are we talking about getting back to form in general? Are we talking about her winning a series of 100 meters in 2025? Are we talking about her running anything sub 10.7 or in that 10.775 region? And the truth is, it's probably up to you. How do you see it? For me, I just want to see her dominate, win several 100 meters, and if she's capable of delivering a sub 10.75, I will be happy, because I think that will be good enough to put her on the podium. Now, I also think that if we're talking about getting back to 10.65 form, the indicators are that, well, for me personally, I am hoping to see her on the podium again at World Championships, and this time, hopefully, with a gold medal. Now, there are going to be a few people who will be standing in front of her. One, Tia Clayton. We cannot say Tia Clayton is not going to be a factor. Julian Alfred. Sha'Carri Richardson has started pretty shaky, but she tends to be inconsistent. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, if she's able to put it together. And a few others. Now, let's then break this down. The truth is, I've often said to you, and if it's the first time you're here, thank you for making Peter Lloyd World. But one of the things that we have to remember about injury is injury does not only impact the athlete physiologically, it also impacts athletes psychologically. Very, very often what happens to many athletes, especially when they suffer a really horrendous injury, a terrible injury. And clearly she had a serious injury, because she was pretty much out of commission for half of the year in 2024. It's hard for them to push, because psychologically some start to believe that if I push my body beyond a certain point, I'm going to re-injure myself, because the brain and the muscles remembers that injury. So The first question we have to ask is she beyond that point psychologically? Now, I have to concede that on the few occasions I've seen her run thus far, she has pushed, but she hasn't really pushed. And honestly, it's been one of the things that I've been wondering about. Now, of course, she doesn't really need to push at this point because it's still very, very early. But I want you to take into account in this conversation injury and what it does to you psychologically. And maybe this is the reason why they've taken this long to have her run the 100 meters. Now, the second thing we need to look at is how she ran in the 200 meters. Some experts believe that if she's able to execute the kind of 200 meters we saw her execute prior to 2024, it means that she does have that top-end speed because, as you know, many 400 and 200 meter runners eventually become great sprinters if they have the flat speed over the 100. And of course, one of the strengths that she has is the fact that she was a brilliant 400 meter runner, bronze medalist, no doubt, at World Championships level. And also, she is the 200 meter queen of the world. I still think the greatest 200 meter runner of all time, female. So, how did she do in Xiamen? She did okay. She was solid enough. It was her first 200 meter. I didn't expect to see anything crazy. She was good enough. She came second, and she herself, as you saw in the interview, looked very, very calm. By the way, if they remove the interview, if I have to remove the interview because of copyright, let me just say, she basically said, I'm fine, I'm injury-free, I'm happy. Myself and coach will go back and look at it and fix whatever needs to be fixed. She didn't look flustered. Now, we know she has a 10.65 in those legs. Can she psychologically get beyond the barrier? What I like about what I'm seeing is that MVP's taking their time. That 300 meter was a great run. She came second. The 200 meter, solid run. She came second. She has been pretty consistent. What I didn't see at World Relays was that, and I said it earlier, that explosive final 20-30 meters. But maybe there were other reasons why she didn't run the way we anticipated her running. And the most obvious one is that she's not yet in real form. Remember I said, this is going to be her first 100 meters since the beginning of the season. We're in May. So she hasn't really been running a lot of 100 meters. So we did not anticipate her being at 10.65 form. The question is, can she get back there? Now, some experts, as I said, believe that if she has a 200 meter strength, she will be able to get back to that 100 meter flat speed. So let's look at this again quickly. Psychologically, has she recovered? Does she have the confidence to push beyond her limits? 2, the races she has run so far, what are the indicators? The fact is she came second in the 300 meters against Julian Alfred, a close second. She came second in the 200 meters, and that 200 meters looked to me as if she was sort of putting the race together, the different phases. So I was very confident about that. The 100 meter anchor leg that she ran wasn't her best, but I just stated it could simply mean that she's just not yet in form. It's very early, and she's running her first official 100 meter at Rabat. So, can she get back to 10.65 form? Based on this brief analysis, I'm not sure. But can she get back to great sprinting form? I am pretty sure she can. 10.65 is not an easy time to run, people. We have not seen Sha'Carri or herself run that time a second time since they ran it once. 10.65 is rarefied air. Contrary to popular opinion, being one of the 5th fastest women all time is not an easy task. But I do believe that if she overcomes the psychological barriers, she's clearly physically at that point where she can run it. She is the most dominant 200 meter female sprinter we have ever seen in the history of track and field. And that's saying a lot. Back-to-back world champion in that event. The 2nd fastest, 3rd fastest, 4th fastest, and the 5th fastest 200 meter ever ran by a human being female. She is incredibly strong. And we know she's capable of doing it. So I think the only thing that we have to be concerned about is A, personally, she will get back to form. I am very certain she's capable of doing that. B, not sure about the 10.65, but I think she can get close to it. And if she's in good enough mental health, she'll go beyond it. but I like the fact that MVP is taking their time and slowly getting ready to the season. The last thing I want to bring up very, very quickly is this. Is she going to focus on being a double champion, or is she just going to focus on the 200 meters? Because I hope she focuses on being the double champion. I still think she's capable of doing it. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. So what do you think? Can the world's 5th fastest woman, after injury in the 100 meters, Shericka Jackson, regain that form? Or even that 10.65 speed? Now, don't forget to support the channel. Check out our merchandise store at printify.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member here at Peter Lloyd World. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and hit the like button. Remember, you are royals, kings and queens. Bless us.